It was a cold November evening in 1971 when Flight 305 took off from Portland to Seattle, carrying 36 unsuspecting passengers into history. Among them sat a man who would become a legend, D.B. Cooper. Calm, polite, and mysterious, he carried nothing but a briefcase and a plan that would stun the world. Nobody knew his identity. Nobody anticipated his audacity. Yet he would soon hijack the plane, demand $200,000 in cash and parachutes, and disappear forever, leaving authorities baffled and the nation enthralled. Tonight, we dive deep into the story that has haunted true crime enthusiasts for decades, exploring the audacity, the mystery, and the impossible escape that made D.B. Cooper immortal. The tale of Cooper is more than a hijacking. It's a story of precision, nerve, and calculation. While most criminals are caught or exposed, he executed his crime flawlessly, vanishing into the stormy night without a trace. Every detail of his plan, from boarding the plane to leaping from the rear air stair, reflected meticulous preparation and an almost supernatural calm. His disappearance would become the ultimate mystery, captivating generations and inspiring countless theories, books, and documentaries. By the end of this video, you will witness not just a crime, but a legend in motion, a man who outsmarted authorities, disappeared into the unknown, and left behind questions that remain unanswered to this day. Stay with us as we uncover every suspenseful twist of the D.B. Cooper story, from the hijacking itself to the ongoing search, the suspects, and the enduring fascination that has made this case a permanent fixture in true crime culture. As Flight 305 took off, passengers settled in, unaware of the tension about to erupt. Among them, a man in a dark suit exuded calm, his demeanor polite yet authoritative. He ordered a drink and casually lit a cigarette, observing the cabin with quiet intensity. He was D.B. Cooper, though nobody knew it yet. Flight attendants began to notice his subtle but controlled behavior, a man entirely in command of the moment. With precise timing, he handed over a note to the stewardess, a seemingly harmless request that concealed an unimaginable threat. He was holding a bomb and demanded $200,000 and parachutes. The flight attendants, caught between fear and protocol, realized the gravity of the situation. Cooper's calm composure was unnerving, his instructions clear and unwavering. Every word was deliberate, every motion calculated. He moved like a shadow, blending authority with menace, ensuring compliance without raising panic. Passengers remained oblivious to the danger, yet the tension in the cabin was palpable, a silent storm brewing above the clouds. As the plane descended toward Seattle, Cooper's plan unfolded with chilling precision. Negotiations with authorities began on the ground, while he maintained total control inside the aircraft. He had already prepared every detail, from the timing of his demands to the selection of the rear stairway as his exit. It was a dance of suspense where every step was calculated to perfection, and the stakes were life and death. In those moments, the legend of D.B. Cooper began to take shape, setting the stage for an audacious act that would defy comprehension. Inside the plane, Cooper revealed his demands with a calm, commanding tone. The pilots and flight attendants, under immense pressure, complied with every request. Money and parachutes were prepared and delivered without incident. The aircraft carefully maneuvered to ensure a smooth refueling. Each step was executed like clockwork, yet the stakes were immense. A single misstep could end in catastrophe. Cooper's serene demeanor contrasted sharply with the tension in the cabin, amplifying the suspense with each passing minute. Meanwhile, authorities on the ground scrambled to prepare for the impossible. Negotiators, law enforcement, and airport personnel worked feverishly, trying to balance compliance with containment. Every decision was crucial, every second mattered. Cooper's mastery of psychological control left no room for hesitation. He was polite, almost charming, yet utterly commanding, a man who manipulated fear with subtlety, ensuring obedience without panic. Passengers were eventually evacuated, their terror replaced by relief, yet Cooper's focus never wavered. He had calculated every contingency, instructed pilots precisely, and now prepared for his daring escape. The calm before the leap belied the chaos that lay ahead, and as the plane lifted into the night sky, one thing was certain: the world was about to witness a crime that would defy explanation and spark decades of fascination. With the rear air stair lowered and the night sky before him, Cooper prepared to jump, Strapped into a parachute with bundles of cash, he moved with calm determination. Unaffected by the storm raging outside, the roar of the engines, the howling wind, and the darkness of the night seemed to conspire in his favor. For those brief moments, he was no longer just a hijacker. He was a phantom, suspended between the mundane and the legendary. He leaped into the unknown, disappearing instantly into the blackness. The pilots watched in stunned silence, realizing they had just witnessed an act of audacious genius. Could anyone survive such a jump? Did Cooper vanish forever, or did the night claim him? The uncertainty transformed him from a criminal into a legend, a ghostly figure whose audacity captured the imagination of a nation. As the plane continued on autopilot, authorities pieced together the impossible. There was no body, no trail, nothing but darkness. Cooper had not only executed the perfect hijacking, he had vanished into myth. This jump was the defining moment, the act that would cement his name in the annals of crime and mystery, inspiring awe, speculation, and obsession for generations to come. By morning, the FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in U.S. history. Agents scoured the Pacific Northwest forests, checked rivers, and analyzed every possible landing site. Helicopters hovered above dense trees, shining lights into shadows, yet there was no sign of Cooper. Every lead seemed to vanish into thin air. Every clue remained frustratingly incomplete. The manhunt became a race against time and nature, a pursuit that highlighted both the audacity of Cooper and the limits of authority. Investigators focused on the ransom money, cataloging every $20 bill in hopes of tracing him. Banks and businesses were alerted, and public fascination grew alongside frustration. The audacity of the crime, combined with the total disappearance of the perpetrator, captured headlines and imaginations alike. Cooper's meticulous planning had left behind almost no evidence, turning law enforcement into spectators of a legend in motion. Despite exhaustive efforts, the FBI hit dead ends again and again. Parachute experts, flight analysts, and search teams worked tirelessly, yet the trail remained invisible. Cooper's ability to vanish into the night defied logic, challenging investigators to rethink what was possible. Each unanswered question added to the legend, making the story of D.B. Cooper not just a crime, but a symbol of human audacity and cunning. Over the decades, hundreds of suspects emerged, yet none could be conclusively linked to Cooper. Some were clever, some were desperate, some had military training, but none matched the calculated audacity of the hijacker. Each lead was a dead end, and every theory fueled more fascination than answers. Cooper's identity became one of the most enduring mysteries in true crime history, a puzzle that continues to perplex investigators and enthusiasts alike. Amateur sleuths and journalists proposed elaborate theories: military training, advanced planning, and extraordinary survival skills. Some believed he had staged his death. Others argued he survived and lived quietly under a new identity. Each theory added a new layer to the myth, blending reality and speculation. Cooper's disappearance was not just unsolved. It became almost supernatural in its perfection. Even today, the debate rages. Was he an ordinary man who executed an extraordinary crime? A genius who outwitted the FBI? Or a phantom who disappeared into legend? The answers remain elusive, but the fascination persists. Every story, every clue, every theory keeps the world captivated, proving that some mysteries are eternal. D.B. Cooper quickly became a folk hero, a symbol of audacity and mystery. Newspapers, magazines, and television coverage sensationalized the hijacking, portraying him as a clever, daring anti-hero. The public was captivated by the idea that one man could orchestrate a perfect crime and vanish without consequence. Cooper's story tapped into a primal fascination with rebellion, ingenuity, and the thrill of the unknown. His legend grew through books, documentaries, and popular culture references. People imagined themselves as detectives, retracing his steps and theorizing about his fate. Every partial clue, like the discovery of ransom money along the Columbia River, reignited the public's obsession. Cooper became more than a criminal. He became a symbol of mystery that transcended time, inspiring awe and speculation across generations. The fascination endures because Cooper's story is about more than crime. It's about the thrill of audacity, the genius of planning, and the allure of disappearing into legend. True crime enthusiasts continued to debate, theorize, and study the case, keeping the memory alive. His audacious leap into the unknown continues to capture imaginations around the world. The partial discovery of ransom money along the Columbia River decades later intensified the mystery. Forensic experts confirmed the bills were part of Cooper's ransom, yet the circumstances of their discovery raised more questions than answers. Had Cooper dropped them accidentally, or was it a deliberate breadcrumb? Each clue reinforced the audacity of his plan, while deepening the enigma surrounding him. Parachute experts analyzed the jump, evaluating the risks of nightfall, wind, and terrain. Some concluded survival would have been near impossible, yet Cooper had vanished without a trace. Investigators studied eyewitness accounts, flight logs, and cabin reports, but physical evidence remained minimal. The perfection of his disappearance was a testament to his meticulous planning. Every detail, from the briefcase to the bomb threat, suggested a man who had calculated every possibility. The absence of physical remains or definitive evidence ensured that the legend continued to grow. Cooper became more than a criminal. He became the embodiment of audacity and mystery. Even decades later, enthusiasts and experts continue to study the case. Modern technology, digital mapping, and flight simulations offer new ways to analyze Cooper's jump and potential landing. Amateur sleuths explore forums, share theories, and study evidence meticulously. The case remains alive because the mystery is unsolved. DNA, genealogy, and advanced forensics have been applied to the limited evidence available, but Cooper remains elusive. Every new analysis fuels renewed interest and discussion. The more researchers examine the case, the more enigmatic it becomes. The fascination persists because Cooper's story defies logic. His audacity, skill, and disappearance challenge our understanding of possibility. Each new investigation, whether professional or amateur, keeps the legend alive, reminding us why some mysteries endure. D.B. Cooper's story captivates because it blends intelligence, risk, and audacity. Psychologists note that his calm composure under extreme pressure is part of his enduring allure. He is the ultimate anti-hero, clever, fearless, and elusive, embodying traits people secretly admire. Culturally, he represents the thrill of rebellion and the fantasy of outsmarting the system. Books, documentaries, and podcasts continue to explore his story, each retelling reinforcing the legend. Cooper's disappearance leaves room for imagination, which is why audiences remain obsessed. His story also highlights society's fascination with unsolved mysteries. Unlike typical criminals, Cooper evaded capture, leaving an open-ended narrative that compels curiosity. He is a figure who challenges norms, inspires speculation, and defies resolution, a legend for all time. The fate of D.B. Cooper remains unknown. Did he survive the jump? Did he vanish forever into the forests of the Pacific Northwest? These questions continue to haunt investigators and enthusiasts. Every lead, theory, and partial clue reinforces the mystery rather than solving it. Culturally, Cooper has become a symbol of audacity, intelligence, and the thrill of the unknown. He is referenced in documentaries, podcasts, and films, inspiring countless discussions and analyses. His story transcends crime. It is about daring, planning, and the ultimate escape. As we reflect on this legendary tale, one thing is clear: the story of D.B. Cooper is far from over. The mystery lives on, inspiring curiosity and awe in all who hear it. If you've been captivated by this tale of audacity and mystery, make sure to subscribe for more incredible true crime stories that defy explanation. Who knows what other legends are waiting to be uncovered?